Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Gothalion, and welcome back to Borderlands. We're here to talk about recently announced DLC that was kind of leaked a few weeks ago, and myself and Baru did a video on it, how we're super excited for the Holodome, and yeah, it's gonna be good. I hope, man. I have high hopes for this DLC. I legitimately am excited for this half of the news. I say that because the second half of the news, I'm not super amped about, and neither is most of the people I know, words, I don't care. Anyways, the Holodome Onslaught is hitting on December 16th, alongside a free update. A free update that adds a third playthrough for everyone enjoying the game, which on the Gearbox website should have been in quotations. Guys, I want this Holodome to be good. I really do, but I'm kind of worried about it. If you know me, you know I loved the Underdome from Borderlands 1. My issue was that the Underdome in Borderlands 1 did not fucking reward you enough. It was not enough. Okay, so let's go over what the Holodome has in it before I start bitching too much. That's a burp. Okay, so it's narrated by Gage and Axton, which is a weird duet. And who recently returned to the Crimson Raiders HQ. Cool, awesome. So they missed out on the events of Borderlands and pre-sequel and asked Athena to recount the story of the Holodome Onslaught. Basically, what the Holodome Onslaught is remember Digistruct Peak where they Digistructed enemies? Well, it's like that. I don't know if they're adding OP levels yet. It doesn't say anything about that. But there will be a free update for everybody that adds UVHM. Yay. Going back to the Holodome. It's going to let everybody, the UVHM pack is going to get everybody to level 60. Characters, 10 new levels, 10 new skill points, and there will be new weapons in the game. Basically, the Holodome will let you refight bosses in the game, which is something that a lot of Borderlands players have been asking for, considering a lot of bosses don't respawn. But it's being sold to us as a DLC. I'm going to try not to talk about that right now. Instead, we're going to talk about Holodome. I really like the Underdome. I like the combat in Borderlands pre-sequel. And if they could give us something that's replayable with a lot of combat and a lot of bosses and a lot of loot and a lot of challenge and a lot of reward, then I'm okay with it. That is great. That is something I could play. That is something I could stream for you. But if it is something that is a once through, which I hope it is not, it is being sold like a full DLC. But let's think about how they sold, what was it? The Wattle Gobbler. The Wattle Gobbler was sold to us as a full DLC, and the majority of the enemies in it don't respawn. Gearbox, please, I am begging you, give us a DLC that is replayable over and over. Let us continually do these waves of enemies, because the Holodome is a horde mode, and they need to do it correctly. They did a horde mode correctly in Borderlands 1. They did do it right, but the only issue is the horde mode gave you Bubkiss. So if they give us a good horde mode, like in Borderlands 1, and they give us good loot as rewards, then we could have a winner here. My issue is, now we're fucking 4 minutes in. Let's talk about why I'm pissed. It feels like they have sold us a patch that should be there. It feels like they are selling us DLC that fixes an issue that people have been clamoring for, which is respawnable bosses. Bosses do not respawn inside of Borderlands pre-sequel. There's a lot of unique enemies that don't respawn, so your only option is to grind for certain kinds of gear. But the issue is, with the recent patch with Iwajira, it is more difficult to get the necessary materials to grind these legendaries that do not drop in the game anymore. So they've made it very difficult to farm for legendaries to make the legendaries that we want. So anybody who doesn't use Gibbed or some other third-party program, I say some other, like there's something other than Gibbed, is kind of a little bit fucked. So we're basically at a situation where they're like, well, fuck y'all in the grinder. If you want these legendaries, guess what? Those bosses respawn inside of the Holodome. So if you want to, this is purely speculation, but I'm gonna guess that fucking Zarpedon respawns in the Holodome. It makes sense that Zarpedon would respawn in Holodome. The Holodome sounds like it can change on will because it is holographic, so they could do pretty much whatever the fuck with it they want. But they're essentially selling us a fix that should have been fucking fixed. Okay, the fact that there's so many legendaries and unique items that we cannot get unless we start a new game is an issue. But they're like, well, you can buy this shit, get season pass, fucking get thing, good. Bothers me a little bit, but I'm gonna play it. I'm gonna play it because I love Borderlands. I love Borderlands 1 and 2. I like the pre-sequel. I want to like it more, but Gearbox keeps fucking breaking the faith. Gearbox, please do a good job with this. I am gonna go in and I already own the season pass, so I'm obviously gonna fucking have it. But just please, man, please give us a good product. I beg of you. Okay, so on top of that, UVHM is returning, and that's gonna be a free update to everybody. So fucking neat. You can restart a third campaign at any point, so you can restart your campaign. So they could say, oh man, well you can refight these bosses, you just gotta fucking restart the campaign and go through the whole mission and fight them once. Good luck. Fuck that. That is not a fix. I have a buddy who has been able to respawn these bosses using third-party software and by changing code in the game. He does not work for Gearbox. He is he's just a guy, and he has managed to do it. So Gearbox, why haven't you managed to do it without having us reset the whole sumbitch? UVHM is more content, so I'm happy for that. But I'm really worried about the enemy scaling in UVHM. Gearbox has recently done a lot of nerfs to fun combos, and I'm worried that the game is just going to be unfucking fun in UVHM. I really hope they do a good job with it. I am sorry if this is just overwhelmingly negative, but I want them to do an amazing job like I know they can, because Borderlands 2, to me, was amazing up until UVHM. Borderlands 2 was amazing on UVHM. Borderlands 1 was amazing whole throughout. Had so much fun. Gearbox, please. I deplored. I beg. I am here saying, please bring me an experience that I want. I really want to continue loving your game. I want to know how you guys feel. Are you excited for the return of UVHM? I'm excited for the Holodome. I really am, and I love horde modes. But I really don't like the tactics behind this DLC, like behind the curtains. I really like horde modes though, and I really liked the Underdome inside of Borderlands 1. But it just feels like there's something a little underhanded about this particular Holodome and the recent nerfs to an easy source to be able to grind gear. But that all aside, I'm going to play it. I'm going to give it a very honest shot. I'm going to try to really enjoy it. And I hope that it is done well, but I am really scared about UVHM. I'm not even sure that I want to touch that. Because in my opinion, Borderlands 2 was perfect in balance. It was perfect in fun. It was a perfect game until UVHM came along. And I really don't want to have that experience again. So let me know what you guys think. Are you excited? Are you gonna play the Holodome? Are you gonna do the UVHM? Are you gonna? I guess everybody is gonna automatically be able to level up your guy to 60. So, fucking congratulations. Even if you didn't want to, that shit's happening. Are you guys excited about it, man? You should be. As Borderlands fans, more content is good. So, Gearbox, aside from all the bullshit I've given you, thank you for new weapons. Thank you for new levels. Thank you for more content. But you need to connect with your community more. Please. Because I feel like you're disconnected. but I'm gonna go in head first, try to love it, and see how I feel. Let me know how you guys feel. Don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys back inside the Borderlands.